I'd like to have Councilor Merv Unger come up next, please.
First of all, thanks, Gary. That'll be hard to follow. While trying to collect my own reminiscences of Jim, I pondered what the greatest legacy is that any of us can leave behind. And it's certainly not material things, whatever they may be, but it is the memories of the good times that we had and the contribution someone has made to our own lives. As we saw in that slide presentation, Jim left all of us, especially me and their family, a real treasure. I know many of you here this afternoon have also been greatly blessed in that regard, each in his own way. Now, I came here in 1982, but when I found out that we had things in common even from before then, May was from my hometown in southern Manitoba. For me, it was a friendship with Jim. When I came to Nanaimo 25 years ago and started reporting for the Daily Free Press, Jim was a constant help. He would not hesitate to go out for a coffee, or sometimes something maybe a little bit stronger, after a council meeting, explaining the background to an issue so that I could do a better job of reporting. And that developed into a real lasting friendship over the years. For part of that time, Jim was also a fellow member of the Rotary Club of Lanceville until his failing health forced him to drop out of the club activities. But even then, he would drop by the office at the News Bulletin just to say hi to Roy Linder and me from time to time. Or when we went for coffee at the golf club, we'd run into him there, and he was always happy to greet us. But I also remember the earlier years when he used to walk downtown on Commercial Street. He could never pass a plate glass window without peering in to see his reflection and checking his appearance. I remember it well. But that was a result of Jim's military training, which remained with him all his life. Everything had to always be absolutely prim and proper. And when we came here this afternoon, I noticed some of the memorabilia was from the trip to Japan in 1987 that I was also on with Jim, and we had a good time. However, that almost didn't happen. On the first or second day, Jim got extremely ill, and we thought we might have to put him on an airplane and send him back. We all felt, and that's why I'm surprised to see the sake bottle there, we all felt it was the reason for it. Jim insisted it was the sushi. I could go on because there are so many very pleasant memories, but those that I cherish most are from our fishing trips we took together, and this has been mentioned already, that how Jim loved to fish. A group of about 8 of us would go each year to the Alberni Canal or to Port Hardy, and Jim has now joined a couple of those guys in that great big salt chuck in the sky. And what tales they'll be telling each other, especially guys like former councilor Dick Winkleman. I know they're probably regaling that great fisherman St. Peter with a lot of their tall tales. I know that because Jim was a very special fisherman. I always marveled at how the fish he caught kept growing after he caught them. A 10-pounder would be at least 12 pounds when he told about it a week later. And before we knew it, he had battled a 15 or 20-pounder for an hour and a half. And Keith Brown, I'm sure, is here, will remember that because he was one of the fellows on that gang of ours that went fishing. So you see, we do have a lot to celebrate. And for me, it will always be the fact that not only was Jim my friend, but he considered me his friend, and that was invaluable. So here's to you, Jim. May you pass a lot of plate glass windows.